One thing El Salvador is famous for is its world-class waves. So I took it upon myself to go and surf world-class waves. Even though I'm not a world-class surfer, I'm very much still in the beginning phase of my learning. One thing I love about surfing is being able to share the experience of catching a wave or seeing other people catch a wave and sharing that with others. And sharing a passion for the ocean with like-minded people. I feel like people that surf are very open-minded and connected to nature, and it's really nice to be around like-minded people. I spent my first week and a half on the Pacific coast of El Salvador living with an El Salvadorian family who live in a beach hut and own a surf lodge. And it was so fun to make friends with other surfers and fall in love with the ocean. I made a friend who was from Australia who's been surfing all of her life, and just seeing her reaction to the ocean, I fell in love with the ocean again through her eyes. It was such a special experience.
Yeah. Wait,
where's my go next?
That's not right. I wonder if I can do that.
Try it.
Maybe.
That's quite tough. Oh god. Dogs became so protective of us. They literally followed us to a yoga class. And we got kicked out of the yoga class because the dogs were protecting us so much that they were fighting with the other dogs. So that was interesting, a little bit annoying. I didn't film much of my experience in La Libertad, as I was just living presently and enjoying the moment with the friends I'd made. But here's my final week in Mazata, where it was a full moon and I spent it alone and processed a lot of emotions. Good afternoon, guys. I haven't spoken to you in, I don't even know when the last time I picked up the camera, but if you can see, rainy season has started. This is not the rain. This is my sweat from the humidity. I'm currently waiting for a bus to go to... Sorry, I thought that was a bus. There's loads of lorries coming. I'm going to the town of Mazata, and the reason I'm going here is a bit of divine guidance, actually. It came up in my mind. I wanted to do a volunteering opportunity here, but you had to commit 3 weeks to it. And I'm only in El Salvador for 3.5 weeks, so I was like, I can't commit the whole time I'm here. Okay, let me backtrack. I spent 5 nights at a surf lodge, which was on the beach. The actual ground of the house was beach as well. A bit messy. I've got sand everywhere. Me and my friend, we decided to go to a bit more luxury. So I've just been on a secluded beach for the last 3 nights. While we were trying to get from the last property to this property, a friend of the friend I was with literally just walked out of nowhere. She's staying across the other side of the country, put her thumb out for a hitchhike, but wasn't even looking the direction. So the car pulled up beside us and we start talking. I'm like, you know, your hitchhike, it was successful. So we're asking him, oh, where are you going? And he's staying at the same hotel as mine. So he drops those two off at El Zonte, a town neighbouring, and then I go on further 15 minutes and we're staying at the same hotel. Then he asked me a question out of nowhere. Are you going to Mazata? And I said no. But then I thought there's too many coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. Too many serendipitous moments for me not to go to Mazata. So I'm going to actually hire an apartment, just a small room, so I can have some solitude. It's a really peaceful beach, not touristic. I think I just need to get out of touristic town. People here are so kind and lovely, but I'm ready for some solitude to connect back with nature. I've been feeling it. Maybe I'll speak about it when I get there because I'm just in the middle of the road making sure my bus doesn't drive past because there's only one bus. Lucky, I literally found out 10 minutes ago that the bus leaves at 2:30, so that was lucky. I literally fell asleep on the hammock. Been feeling a bit like, I don't want to say burnt out, but possibly too much social interaction, because naturally I'm an introvert. I don't need that much social interaction to feel fulfilled. But I've got so much to tell you about my surfing. I snapped my first surfboard in half. The waves here. Now I know why it's called world class waves, because they are world class. And I shouldn't be in the lineup, but here me is swimming to the lineup with these bloody, I don't even know what they are, how big the waves are, but imagine you seeing 3 times the size of you coming at you and you're having to duck dive, turtle dive, nose dive. So let me catch this bus and then I'll catch you up later. Baby, come here. Hey. Hey. Who put you here? This is not nice. Oh my god. Hey baby. Hey. Hey. You're a cutie. Music, apparently cows like classical music, and I've always wanted to test this theory. Hey chicas, how you doing, girls? Dog do. I will never not laugh at a dog doing a poo. Like, they just stop in the most random places and they'll be watching something and they'll just be hunched back. I'm sorry to any dogs out there watching. Wow. I'm gonna go for a walk to the end of the beach, see where it stops, and then I'm gonna go watch the surfers. Guys, I learned what a riptide was. I accidentally used it for surfing to get out to the lineup, but I'm currently in the riptide, which is why I got splashed. That, you see what's happening there? That's what snaps my board in half. All right guys, I need to tell you how I snapped my board in half. It was so embarrassing. So I'm at the lineup with my friend Charlotte, and let's give you a nice view. I was just getting the feeling that I needed to come in. The waves were getting humongous, so I was like, this is out of my depth. 999, I'm getting out of here. So I wanted to catch some white water because the waves were still big close to the shallow. So I'm swimming in, I'm getting dragged into the riptide, so in the center of the beach, and all I hear is the lifeguard's whistling, and I'm like, what? He's like, no, and I'm like, I want to go back. And then I'm like, where? Then he said, go round. So I went round slightly, and then a big set comes. I see 3 lifeguards running. I'm quite close to the beach, like in the middle, but it's still pretty strong. And what sticks in my mind is this girl was like learning to surf, and I think she could see how big the wave was behind me, and she was like, I'll never get that face out of my mind. And then 3 lifeguards come running up, because I'm used to, I don't know if me and Charlotte are both the same, like when we're getting tumbled in waves, we don't really, unless we're on our last breath, it's just normal to us. We're not really like panicking. I guess it's learning to stay calm in the water. But these men, they came running. I didn't even run out of breath. I just pushed off of the floor, came up, and I see 2 more lifeguards running towards me. But in my mind, I just see my surfboard snap, and I see one part go flying. So I'm like, shit. Oops, sorry, I swore. But these surfboards cost like £300 to buy a new one. So I was a bit scared. I don't have that money to burn. Lifeguard's like pulling me out, and I'm walking at this stage and he's still pulling me. I'm like, está bien. I'm okay. And then the whole beach was watching, so I just left and waited for Charlotte to come back. I was like, I'm not waiting on this whole beach after I just had, what's it called? Those Australian lifeguards, Bondi Sands. But that was embarrassing. So I was like, I'm leaving, I'll go get my matcha. And yeah, I felt really bad for breaking the board. That's never happened to me before. But you know, you live and you learn. This is my setup for tonight. I'm so happy to have my own space. Got some oat cookies and some Ritz biscuits, fake Ritz biscuits, and I'm watching Carol G. She's a singer from Colombia. I actually saw her last year. She's got a documentary on Netflix, so this is me for tonight. Talking to you from the beach. I went for a run this morning and I just forget how peaceful the beach is. And there's so many hermit crabs on the beach. I feel like I've only just built a relationship with hermit crabs in the last week or so. And there's so many, what do hermit crabs do during the day when they're not finding shells? Because these hermits are just wandering around, tickling my toes. But there's so many, and I just love how they've all got little different shells and everyone's perfect in their own little shell, own little shape. And you can tell which hermit crab's just moved into a new house because the shell looks really big for him. In my mind, all hermit crabs are boys, I don't know why. I was just watching a YouTube video of a girl and she came up with the idea, well, she didn't come up with the idea, but to write a love letter to herself. I have done this in the past, but I wanted to do it again because I've been feeling I hope you can hear me. Someone commented on the sound, so I'm just wearing these with the microphone, but I'm sorry, I'm a budget traveler. I don't have the high-tech equipment. But yeah, I've been feeling like I can't even put a word on how I'm feeling, but I will try and formulate it into a sentence. I think it's part of the reason why I haven't picked up the camera in so long. Even though I've been present, I've been having a good time with people, I just feel a lot of things that I've dealt with in the past, like shame, where I'm at in life, how I'm presenting myself, am I adding any value to people by posting these videos? And just really getting in my head about everything. And the overriding theme is shame. And I really believe that it's coming up to be purged, to be released, because the type of life I'm living now and how much I've progressed, I kind of released shame. But I think, especially with the full moon coming up in 2 days, God, the universe wants me to sit with it. And I've just been crying randomly, and I think I've been avoiding how I've been feeling. So I came to the beach to journal. But guess what? I forgot a pen. I have a pen in every bag that I have, but this bag, apparently there's no pen. But I have written a love letter to myself in the past, and so I'm going to read it, journal when I get home. Obviously, I'm not supposed to be journaling today. Maybe I'm supposed to be sharing this with you. I wrote it on the 8th of July last year, so it's coming up to a year now. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy emotions coming up. I feel a lot of heaviness in my chest, in my throat. And I really love spending time with people, but I need to know my limits, especially as an introvert, because I tend to meet a lot of extroverts on backpacking. I've not met many introverts, maybe one or two. and knowing how to set firm boundaries in a kind and loving way, loving to myself and loving to the other person, because extroverts, I found, gain a lot of their energy from social interactions, whereas me, there's only like 2 or 3 people that I can name where when I spend time with them I gain energy. Maybe it's just saying something about the people I'm hanging around with. But anyway, the coast is clear, so I'm going to read this. Maybe someone out there needs to hear it as well. To a beautiful soul, you have an endless capacity to give and receive love. Loving is your natural state of being. You are surrounded by it. The flow of air into your lungs, a breath of life force energy gifted to you by the earth because you are deserving. With each exhale, you are giving back, nourishing the plants with your life force, a constant flow of altruism. Your energy is a gift from the universe. You have the power to light up the world. The more you learn about yourself and reveal your true nature, the more connected you become to the universe, for you are a part of it, a divine creation. You notice the synchronicities around you and smile at the magic of this solar system. A joke between you and divine, as she is always reminding you of who you are, no matter how far you drift from the truth. A continuous ebb and flow of holding on and letting go of the narratives that no longer align with the person you are becoming, releasing control and giving your complete trust to the divine, the universe, yourself. You hold all the wisdom inside of you. Clouded by distractions, all you need to tap into your inner knowing is to let go. Listen to the voices that guide you. They are leading you to freedom. You are protected by your angels who want you to succeed. Don't be afraid to ask for help. My healing is liberating others. Continue to expand your capacity to love yourself, and that will pour into everyone around you. Never lose hope. Wow. I really recommend doing this, like writing a love letter to yourself from a place where you're feeling really embodied, really balanced and securing yourself. And then I'm going to write a love letter to myself now, where I'm feeling a bit more drifting from who I am at my core, listening to what my brain's telling me rather than what I know to be true in my heart. And wow, can you see the sky? She looks like the solar system. And just to remind myself that even when I'm feeling like this, even when the shame creeps in, when my mind tries to convince me that I'm a bad person and I don't really have a place to take up in this world, that I'm so worthy of love and I'm still worthy of existing. And how I feel, my emotions, what my brain is telling me doesn't determine who I am at my core. And I think that's why I haven't wanted to film, because I feel like I don't want to put out videos and content from a place where I'm not feeling embodied. But then that's also not the truth, because I'm not feeling embodied all of the time. And am I just hiding parts of myself because I'm afraid to show the complete me and not a perfected version of myself? And I feel like my body knows that intuitively. Like, I don't want to just pretend I'm happy all the time. That's not reality. And I think that's why I was guided here, to spend time alone, to confront everything that my mind's telling me and to find love within all the chaos. And be patient with myself, compassionate, and love myself. How much can you love yourself when you're feeling at your lowest? This is definitely not my lowest. But how much can you love yourself even when things aren't going great? Oh my goodness, there's like... I think I just found a hermit crab mating. Wait, let me show you this. As I was filming that, I just got clipped by another hermit crab. What's going on? I think I found their houses because there's like hundreds. I didn't think you could get pinched by hermits, so now I've got to be a bit more wary. But let me show you the great migration of hermits. Got distracted again, but the theme I'm trying to say is, as you're going through a shift onto a newer timeline, elevated consciousness, releasing old traumas, old limiting beliefs, the final process of that is that everything will come to the surface that that you have healed. I don't want to say as a final test, but just to see if you're ready to step in and release those old harmful thoughts, habits, patterns. And there's nothing that I can't overcome. There's nothing you can't overcome. You can overcome anything. Think about your darkest moment, your most difficult moment that you thought you'd never be able to overcome. And look at you, look at me, look at us. Last night, I've had so many realizations. Realized that my soul chose to come to this earth. It chose to come to this earth to have this human experience. And I'm having this human experience. This is what my soul wanted. So just to embrace everything that I'm experiencing